our short anime girl tutorial. This time for part 2, we're going to be looking at the same character, but from the back. So, again, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. You can use any program. If you're on paper, just make sure you draw very, very lightly for your construction lines so that you don't have any of messed up lines or corrections to be showing in the main finished project. On top of that, for me, I'm using my lowermost layer at 30% opacity, so it's not so bright, and I'm using red, so that way it really jumps out for my construction lines. So, to begin, I'm going to sketch in a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to drop in my center line that we will balance the character around. From the thickest portion of the circle here, I'm going to bring in my jaw. I'm keeping this character very cutesy, so her jaw is going to be very shallow because of that. She doesn't have a very strong jaw. So now, looking at my character to the side, I'm just going to shrink his head slightly. So I'm trying to just match her to the character beside. Next, shoulder line. We're going to put in rib cage. You want the ribs to basically be the same size as your head. So like the rib cage for your short characters is basically just going to be one head height. I'll kind of keep this as even as I can here. Just this little oval shape. And we'll put in this just so we can see where ribs open up back there. I guess we'll put in our shoulder circles next. Slightly within. Then again, kind of at the thickest portion of our rib cage, we'll follow that line into the lats. And then we'll follow that line kind of coming in for the outermost layer here. Then, from the top of our circle here, we'll swoop up slightly with traps, build our neck off of it. Our jaw's not going to be seen from the back. Kind of tidy this up too. From there, this is our center line. We want to put in our shoulder blades. They're shaped kind of like this. So just drop those in there at a slight angle. Next, we want our hip line basically within one head height below the rib cage for our short characters. I'm keeping her hips at shoulder width, but you can make them however wide you want. And basically a jaw length below that line, we want to connect them like so. I'm going to bring this one in a little so it's the same size. Then I will follow up with a shape like this. This will be our outer hip line. So at the bottom, drop in our lines because this will be an unmovable section here. Same with here. We'll drop in our little lines here. Neck. So everything in here is just the hip bone, so it's not going to move around. And we will attach the glove handles right to the top of that. I'm using this shape, but you can use whatever shape you want, whether it's straight, concave, pudgy. And again, just like on our other one, this little section here is actually curved. So from the side, it would look like this. So to capture that, just put the tiniest curve over it, like so. Next, we're going to bring our legs down. Mark out the bottom of our feet, top section here. I'm gonna make little triangle shapes round them at the bottom for the heels. Then at the halfway point here, make little ovals for the backs of the knees. And then following this inner line here, the inner thigh, and then the quads. Again, keep it at the thickest at the top and then bring it in, like so. Then from the back here, we're actually going to see more of the calves. So we can make the bumps on both sides of the calves, like this. And then don't forget that the outside of the knee here is actually going to be little concave lines like this. That is just because all the tendons, you have your little knee socket, and then these portions here that then become like the legs and calves. This is all like tendons and stuff, so we express that with just a little concave line on either side. From there, we'll just drop in the arms real quick. Same pose as last time. Keep your hands roughly shoulder length. Hold this down. Place our forearms behind it. Connect your forearm over here to the actual elbow joint. Do the same thing over here. Like so. Next, we will put in the glutes. So, again, just like with our previous tutorials for the backs of characters, we want just a slightly curved line just outside of our straight line, and it really curves in at the bottom. And keep the bottoms of the glutes relatively even, so it's relatively flat and then really curves. So you just want it to curve hard at this bottom portion here, like so, just so you can capture the shape of the glutes. Give her little back muscles here. And because this character is small chested, we're not going to see any part of her chest from the back, so this is basically the character. We're just gonna bring out the hips a little. And there you go. So, I think I will make her calves a little tiny bit thicker. Oops. Just so it matches the balance a little bit better. I'll throw in the ears here. Alright, so now we will actually begin the line art portion. So I'm just going to use black. Use whatever color you want, whatever fits your needs. For figure studies, I just use black though, so there's really no reason not to. I'm just going to throw this in here. So we'll drop in my neck. Trying to keep the traps even with each other as best I can. I'm trying to still use kind of fast, accurate lines. It makes the line art look a little bit nicer, so sometimes that's why you see me undo and redo a lot, just because I'm trying to go fast with this so the lines still look good. Then I'm going to swoop in, then out, and back in around the ribs. And I will follow this shape for my arms, keeping them very small. remember to attach the outside of the forearm to the elbow joint here. And my little hand placeholder. Oops, that one's kind of terrible. Like so. Drop in shoulder blades. Little tiny line there. Slightly curved. This right here is just the back muscles, so it on a strong character looks something like that. But a character like this, we just might barely see them peeking out. Next, I'm going to put in my hips. Now, if you had a character with a very perky pair of glutes, then you might kind of have all of this curved a little. Like it would actually, you'd see the base of the glutes more like that. For this character, she doesn't have the perkiest set of glutes, but just keep in mind that if you want a really perky pair of glutes, then you're gonna need to express that out at the edges as well. So then it would look similar to that, because it still have to follow the curve, so this would be more exaggerated, and it would kind of follow like that, and then this would just get erased. So that's essentially what it would look like if they have pretty thick glutes. But this character, I'm not giving her the perkiest pair of glutes, so we're just going to call that good. Then I will start from my inner thigh, outer, keeping it kind of straight right here, maybe even a little bit concave, and then rounding out, you want the thickest parts to be like here. Then my calves, I can put in the socket here, the knees, followed by my other calf, and these slightly rounded triangular shapes just to be placeholders for the heel. Then I'll just connect these with the love handles like so. And just like on the other one, I'm just going to bring them in a little bit since she's a little bit thicker. And yeah, there you go. So that is the end of drawing the short characters from the back. And in the next tutorial, we will see the same character from the side so you can kind of see the curvature as well. So hopefully you found this helpful and it helps you with drawing your own characters. So see you in the next one.